What up, everybody? It's showtime. It has been a long 2 weeks away from you. And we're going to talk about exactly what's been going on and what I've been going through and why I needed to take this 2-week break. First of all, welcome to Own the Chaos. I would imagine that anybody's watching right now is probably has at least subscribed to this channel, been on this channel, been a part of the community for a while. And so I feel like I owe it to you guys to kind of explain to you what's been going on in Own the Chaos land, so to speak. I'm going to let some more people roll in, but I just got to say the love already since I've just posted this stream has been amazing. Jeff Chow, Jay Chocolate, what's up, my man? Good to see you, bro. Bodie Beard, good to see you as well. Snookaroo, always the faithful. Karem as well. Mutt Bob, Mysterious Gal. I see you guys in here. I see you chatting it up. Philip Stroh, you too, my man. I missed all of you guys. Housekeeping says he wasn't ready for this today. So yeah, guys, what's been going on? Been a lot of crazy shit happening, huh? I mean, the FTX debacle continues to be a crazy thing, and I just saw the Microsoft and Activision merger got put on hold by the FTC. I wish I should have been able to report on that, but it's okay. We're gonna get through this today, and I want to basically just welcome you guys back too. I missed every single one of you, and you guys are the reason that I'm even back in the first place. The reason why I'm on YouTube in the first place is just because of all the connections that I've been able to make with each and every one of you, and I hope that at least at some point I've been able to touch your life in a way that just makes it better. If you just came and watched me and you're just like, you know what, Own the Chaos just made my day. That's what's worth it for me. And that's why I've always loved YouTube. That's why I've always loved being on YouTube. It's because I'm just such a people person. And there isn't a whole lot of those people around, right? There isn't a whole lot of people that are actually people. But I'm one of those people. So that being said, let me just give you what's been happening, what's been going on. So those of you who've been watching for a while already know that I've been in North Carolina for a while. It's been a really tough year. As we get into the end of the year in 2022, it's been really tough. I had my partner in crime, Fat Man Zoom. I've been on the channel for a little over 2 years. We had a really good cadence. We were building things up. We had great vision and aspiration to do things. And then he got diagnosed with a terminal illness. And things aren't looking great on that front either. I'll get into that later, but that was kind of like the first domino, right? And then I get an opportunity to come down here to work with Peter Saddington and the DCTV crew. He's like, hey, bro, I got, a place for you here. We're going to build you a studio. We're going to do all those things. The vision that you had, we're going to build that. And I was like, awesome. Like, let's go. Let's do this. So I took him up on that offer, came down here to North Carolina, to the Charlotte area. And he's building at the time he was building a 165,000 square foot Bitcoin mining facility. Literally a month later, the facility catches on fire. Huge electrical fire, and the building is without power. It's still without power. The supply chain has created a lot of issues to get things back up and running from an infrastructure perspective. And it's actually created some issues when it comes to liquidity and being able to pay everybody to do things that were promised to us before the fire ended up ruining that all. It's nobody's fault. It's just what it is. So, I ended up, and sometimes they pan out, sometimes they don't. And in this case, still kind of waiting to see if it does. And I'm still working to see if it does, working as if I think it will. And so that required me to take a lot of money out and spend it on things that I wasn't planning on spending it for. And so that it, got me a little bit financially constrained. And so then I was like, oh, okay, so now I have to take a step back and figure out what exactly do I need to do in order to create those income streams again. And, it was just a whirlwind of emotions, right? Took place between what happened at the beginning of this year, what happened in the middle of this year, and now we're getting to the end. And so I just ended up getting that feeling of just burnout. Still just going crazy on DCTV, trying to push content out for them and build that channel up. And we finally got to points where I think we're in a good workflow there. And then I just kind of let Own the Chaos slide. It was just really taxing to try to make both of these platforms perform as good as I think they could have at the same time. I think we're finally at a point with DCTV where we're not necessarily on cruise control, but it's at least moving in the right direction to where I can come back in here and work with you guys and build Own the Chaos back up into a channel and to a community that I think it could be built into. That's the short of it. I took these 2 weeks off because I just needed the mental break. I just couldn't do both. I needed to be able to take that time and plan and scheme and figure out exactly what I want Own the Chaos to be. And I've talked to Don, I've talked to a couple other people within the community, and I was like, every other channel out there, especially since the FTX craze, right? Every channel out there has either done the stock picking stuff, has, schlepped and shilled all kinds of other, companies and brands and everything else for their own greed. And we've seen that. I mean, now we have fucking PP ETF. Like what is going on in the world of YouTube finance? So to me, I think it's just time for a refresh, a voice within YouTube finance that isn't about all the bullshit. And so rather than just creating a channel, just focusing on stock picks and, showing everybody what I think they should be buying, I'm going to just share my own journey and what exactly I'm buying and not telling anybody what I think they should do. I think it's just, there's a lot of risk involved, for one, on me, but also on you. The influence that it's going to have is obviously there, and nobody can take that away. And so then if I'm not right on something, that puts a lot of pressure on me. So I will just share what I'm doing. But more importantly, I've realized that I just love making content. That's what I love. I love being on YouTube, and I love creating content, and I love hanging out with you all. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create content. I'm going to give you the news. I'm going to give you my opinion on that news. And that's it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to have fun with it. We're going to do whatever we want, but keep the schemy, slimy, stock picking bullshit out. I did that. I admittedly was like, well, people want me to give them stock picks. So that's what I'm going to give them. Everybody else does it. Why not me? Right. And I've just realized that's just the wrong thing to do. It's just a wrong way to go about doing things, because first of all, you shouldn't be doing the same thing that everybody else is doing. And second of all, it's just too risky. Don Fran of the Don Fran Show is an incredible trader. He's the minority of the minority. He really is. And I'm so grateful for Don. I'm so glad that I have him in my back pocket to bring on the show every now and then. And I actually am working with Don to try to combine forces in that way so that there is a trading element to the show. But that's not what I want the show to be based off of. I want the show to be based off of general investing that shares the news, talks about and shares actual opinions and feelings that I have on certain topics so that you guys can resonate with me and continue to build and grow our financial futures together in that way. So that's, and the news is always happening, right? It always allows me to create the content that I want to create. There's always something going on in the market for the most part. So the earnings reactions are still going to be there. Obviously, that's news, right? That's content that I'm going to continue to do. So earnings season, it's going to be absolutely crazy still. We're still going to cover all that stuff because I love covering that too. So that's not going anyway. And I just want to continue to involve you guys in that process as well. I haven't quite hammered out exactly how this is going to get delivered. You guys know that typically now that I go live Monday through Thursday, it ends up being that's a lot. So I'm trying to figure out a different schedule and trying to see what makes sense. Is it 3 times a week? Is it multiple times a day per week? And I just kind of say, hey, guess what? This is what I found out. Blah, 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 blah. Or do I make it like an actual show in that it is, I have a show where I have guests. It is structured. Still trying to figure all that out. I just know the bottom line is that I love creating content. I love being on YouTube, and I don't want to go anywhere else. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I just spent 10 minutes on a big old spiel about everything happening. So now's the time, ask me anything at this point. I yield the floor to you guys. And that was the state of the chaos. State of the chaos address is over. So ask me anything, guys. Ask me what's up, or if you have ideas, I would happily share those with you, share those with everybody here in the stream. But that's kind of where I'm at. All right. Just checking in on some of you guys. Sure, artist says you're gonna make me cry. Wasn't trying to do that, my man, but I appreciate that. Some of the comments that have already come in just the fact that I was going live today is pretty awesome. Mup Bob says not welcome back. Snookeroo says thanks for sharing your journey with us. Yeah, man. I appreciate that, man. You too. It's just one of those things. You guys know that since I've been on YouTube over the last 6 years of YouTube, it has been all about creating a community with you guys involved in it. I never, ever, and some of my OGs that have been here since day one know this, and I've said this multiple times, that I never wanted OTC or Own the KS to just be about me. I wanted to build something with people. And that's still what I'm working towards. And so I think that I can see this through, and I think that I will see this through. I just everybody's journey is different, man. Everybody's journey takes a different length of time. You have different trials and challenges and whatever else, and mine's just that. It's just unique. But I want to make sure that I share it with you guys and make sure that you guys are part of it. So I appreciate you recognizing that, my man. Shane Haley. Shane, what up, my man? Good to see you in here, bro. Love you too. Bob says, controlling understands a builder most of my life, burnout. So yeah, burnout happens, man. And so it's just needed to take a mental break. And sometimes like mental breaks just yield you incredible ideas. Sometimes you're just so much into the shit, where like you just can't come up for air and actually think about anything else other than what you're doing right here and right now. So that's what I needed to do. I needed to just stop and think and then execute. So that's where I'm at this point. So I appreciate that as well. What up, Don? Don from the Don Front Show. What up, my man? 10-minute rant. That's nothing. Yeah. I don't usually rant for that long. I'm not known for the rants. Nope. That does not mean no more earnings show. Earnings are part of the news. They're part of financial news. So I will still be doing earnings reactions. But I wonder if like I would still do those live streams, those daily live streams during earnings season. And then when it's slow, maybe I step back a little bit and just do a couple of times a week streams, then maybe and pepper in some pre-recorded content. And again, this is all still very fluid. I haven't quite come up with the concrete answer yet, but that's obviously, kind of where I'm at. Is Elon the chaos? Says Irene. Oh man, yeah, he's shaking some things up, isn't he? Just happy to have you back, says Phil. Lionel says the same thing. Is it Lionel? Leonel? You guys know me and my names. I love to butcher them. 8 hours one day on Tesla. Sometimes in order to see more, I think you meant clearly, we need to take a step back in order to take 2 steps forward. 100%. So I'm a firm believer in that. I'm a firm believer in just taking a break, grind it out. Obviously, working my ass off is certainly something that I'm not unfamiliar with, but sometimes you just have to stop and look around and see what's happening. Shall please. EOC cracking down on penny stocks. No, I mean, I've traded it all, but how's Fat Man Zoom been following his story? He's got Fat Man Zoom is doing well. He's actually in Disney World right now with Mini Zoom, and he's just living life. I don't want to give too much detail on what's going on, but let's just say the timeline that we gave you guys when Fat Man Zoom was diagnosed is it looks like it might be pretty accurate. If you guys have done the math or or haven't done the math, we you know, I've been into this for almost a year, and it was a 12 to 18 month timeline. And I think that that timeline is going to be fairly accurate, just to be transparent in that way. I don't want to go into any more details other than the fact that, you know, time is ticking away as far as that's concerned. So, love you, Fat Man Zoom. I don't know if he's watching, but everybody loves him here. So that's what's happening with Fat Man Zoom. He's living life. He's living every day as if it's the last, because it very well could be. And that could be for all of us too. I don't want to go too deep here in that conversation, but yeah, I mean, when crazy part is that he views this as an opportunity for him to actually do that. Not everybody gets the opportunity to try and live out their life like it's their last, because it could end at any moment. He was at least given a timeline, and that's how he views it, which is absolutely incredible. It's an incredible way to look at it, if you ask me. So, okay. So I'll leave you with this. We're going to continue to do these live streams. They may not be in the same structure, order, or fashion in which you guys are used to before, but that's going to become clearer and clearer over the weeks. And I think by the first of the year, we're going to have a really concrete structure on what Own the Chaos is. I'm going to actually engage in creating more shorts as well, because there's so much news that comes out that I feel like I can't give the proper attention to during the live stream. So be on the lookout for more shorts and more live streams and more pre-recorded content and more friends, more guests on this show. That's what I really want to work towards in 23 as well. And I'm also, I know this sounds crazy after I just got done telling you that I was burned out, I'm also engaging in other types of content. What I've realized is, like I said, I love creating content and I'm good at it. And I love being able to do things that I love to do. I love to smoke cigars. You guys know that cigars are my thing. I love the game. I love cars. I love fast cars. Creating content around that too. So I've actually started a new YouTube channel. I'm keeping it somewhat on the DL, revolving around cars, and we'll see where that content goes. I actually have something brewing on that side of things as well from a business standpoint. That's a ways off. There is a 30,000 foot view as far as that's concerned. But I think that that's going to be my long-term end game goal of seeing that to fruition. That will become clear and clear to you guys as well as I continue to build that out. But hey, just a little bit of teaser. Most of my demographic here are people like me, dudes that are just into cool shit. There's plenty of women on here on this channel as well, but that's the majority of my audience. I'm not oblivious to that. So, Mysterious Gal, shouting out to you. Appreciate you tuning in. I don't see Tammy in here, but I know she's watching too, or she'll watch at some point. Twan Lee says, I appreciate it, man. Thanks so much, man. Finally, an OnlyFans account. The number one car guy. Yes, Nukaru, I tell you what, I know that you're a Charlotte guy. Hit me up, man. Hit me up in the DMs. Hit up my Twitter at Own the Chaos something. I actually have something to run by you. If you're a car guy, or if you're a car guy in the NASCAR All Out, says he's a car guy. Shocker. But if you guys are in the Charlotte area and you are in the car scene, hit me up. I have some really awesome ideas that I've already been executing on, and I'm not willing to share it with everybody, but if you're in my area, I would love to share it with you and see if you guys can help me out in that way. So yeah, let's do that. Let's make this a community-based thing, right? Let's build everything that we do at Own the Chaos from our community. All right. So I don't want to waste any more time, guys. It looks like the questions are drying up. I just want to say thanks again. I appreciate you guys, every single one of you. You guys have been absolutely amazing. There's no way that I could have gotten through this entire year of 2022 without each and every one of you. And Own the Chaos, of course, would not be here without you either. We're going to continue to roll with this Chaos Crew. I'm here for you guys too. We're going to continue to roll that out too. So that's where I'm at. We're going to see this through. We're going to continue to build, And I think 2023 is going to be a much better year. Let's hope so. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks so much. I'll see you soon. Love you all. Peace.